not very much in favor of the counting of points.
Does it work for you? No.
Hello and welcome back to your favorite figure skating podcast where we talk about all the things that make us kiss, make us cry, and make us go, what the fuck happened?
And this is the run through.
And
by the way, that's what it's called.
We're gonna run through what happened today. A wall. We are gonna do it. Who's that guy that's like juice and he busts through a wall?
The Kool-Aid Man?
The Kool-Aid Man. Yeah, we're going to do this Kool-Aid Man.
Who's the guy who's juice?
Okay, you're acting like that's crazy, but both of you immediately went the Kool-Aid Man.
No, I knew who you meant. Good description. Great description, Ashley. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you guys.
Results?
Where do we start? Let's start with results. I feel like we have to start there.
Mm-hmm. So the men's event has concluded at the 2026 Olympics. Your Olympic champion is Mikhail Shidorov of Kazakhstan. Your Olympic silver medalist for the second straight Olympics is Yuma Kageyama of Japan. And your Olympic bronze medalist is Jun Sato of Japan. Ilia Malinin, who was leading after the short and the favorite for the gold medal, finished in 8th after a disastrous free skate tonight. We'll talk about other people too, but I think can I say something? Can I start with one thing that I want to say?
You're saying things, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a podcast.
Keep it going.
It's actually about saying things.
I want to say something before we do any of the skate stuff about Denis Ten, who I have thought about for the last 2 hours, who was all alone in a sea of figure skaters who came out of this country that nobody thought about ever having figure skating, where he didn't have any resources, and he won an Olympic bronze medal 12 years ago and inspired young kids to skate. And I'm so sad that he's not alive to see this, but I keep feeling like what an incredible legacy for Denis to have a man from Kazakhstan stand on top of the Olympic podium. It's just, it's amazing. And I keep thinking about that, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about, but I wanted to say that because I'm so happy for Mikhail and I'm just really happy for Kazakhstan. This is it's cool,
It's really cool.
This is such a complicated event because obviously all of us thought that we would be talking about Ilia Malinin being Olympic champion when we were sitting here to chat tonight. Mm-hmm. So that is heartbreaking. And I think all of us really feel for Ilia and we'll unpack all of that. But at the same time, the joy that I feel for Shidorov, where we see him, the camera keeps on panning back to him because he was hanging out in that leader's chair for quite a while. And there was one shot where I think his coach was like, you're guaranteed a medal. When he was in bronze position. And that's where we really got his shock, where he was just like, what?
He couldn't believe it, that he was on the podium at all. Yeah.
And so someone who is in a position where bronze would have been such a gift for him.
Yes.
To work his way up to silver, then to work his way up to gold. I mean, when he wakes up tomorrow, I bet he's going to be like, was that a dream?
Yeah,
he's not going to bed.
He's never going to sleep.
He's never going to sleep again.
No.
The only person in as much shock as Ilia Malinin tonight is Mikhail Shidorov. You could tell that he just, neither of them could believe what had happened. I mean, obviously all of us are shocked by it too, but you could tell. And it was, by the way, so nice to see them just hug it out after the final results. And I thought that was really nice. And
it was really sweet.
That was classy too. Ilia went straight to him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought that was really nice. Adam, vibes in the building.
Vibe
It's
check
your
for
vibe.
sure. It's your vibe?
Let me clear my throat. But I guess before I start on It's My Vibe, I would like to say that I too have been thinking about Dennis my whole like subway ride home. I'm just, exactly like just repeating what you said, Sarah. I know that he's like smiling about this right now.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome. It's really, really, I'm just like, I'm sure his mom right now is beaming. She is most likely just like over the moon. So
I mean, for his legacy to move on like that,
I know it's
how
beautiful.
incredible.
So
It
a
is.
shout out to Oksana, Denis Ten's mom.
Shout out
Now,
to her.
let's do a little vibe check. It was my vibe, but it wasn't everybody's vibe.
Yeah,
Fair.
that's true. It wasn't a lot of
Fair.
people's vibes, to be clear. Like Ilia obviously was the biggest shock of the night, but a lot of people struggled on this ice. So
They really did. This is now I get it. I don't think I've ever gotten it in a way that I get it right now of like what it means when you guys say the men are menning. Because
You're just now reaching this?
I mean, I just like I
you
understood
had
it,
to
but it
see
was
it
like
on the Olympic stage to
yeah, I was like,
really
give the men a little
understand.
credit.
No,
Give men more credit.
Yeah, that's what what I'm always saying is if men need something, it's more credit.
I agree.
In this
I
world.
agree. We've been
Yeah.
saying that. I've
been saying it. Yeah.
Now there's like a few moments for me like that I just were really standout moments. And I really think like one of the standout moments of the night for me was Steven Gogolev. Just like such a like he's just been someone who has I just have known that he is this really talented kid, and I've seen him do what he did tonight, but we've seen glimpses of it here and there. And today he skated like he cannot miss, and that he's just always been here. And it was really impressive, and he really did an amazing job. He was second in the free skate. Steven
Yes, he was.
fucking Gogolev.
Yes,
I also want to shout out his
unbelievable
hairography today was on another level. I kept on like looking at the screen, and he'd just be like head thrown back, and his like chia pet hair just whoosh.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, and also just for the record, like Steven Gogolev like he like wasn't perfect in his short program, but he was perfect in his team event short program. If he had skated a clean short, he would be on the podium. That's how close he was. Like he got 5th overall, but he would have been on the podium. He's like 1 point behind Jun Sato.
And how far was he from our radar for a potential podium threat? Like he'd be
very far.
You could say like, oh, there's a world where he could make it happen, but I would never say he's like a contender. And he really showed us. I mean, this season he's figured it out. Whatever it is, I feel like we've just watched him get better and better.
I mean, I'm looking at these ordinals, and it is insane. It's so insane. Torgashev, 8th in the short program, 9th in the free skate, 12th overall. How does any of this
because there was so much movement above him. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Another really good skate, and also just like dangerously close to the podium, Jun Cha from Korea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not cheering against Jun, obviously.
Of course.
But that like hurts me. That I just would have. Oh, he was right there. He was less than a point away.
Less than a point
on that quad
it's that
toe.
Fall. They fell in slow motion.
They falled in slow motion.
They falled in slow motion. And
hey,
I
the
mean,
men don't fell, they falled.
They don't.
They falled.
Yeah. But it was one of those falls where I was actually kind of glad that it was speed skating boards and not hard boards.
Oh, I know.
Because I'm like,
for a
that would
second,
have
I thought he
probably
was hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He took a second to get up.
To unadhere himself from the padding of the wall.
Right. He probably punctured it.
Yeah, it was like his impression was in the memory foam.
One of his like when I want to drain the blood in my legs for like a quick little treat to myself, like that's what I do to a wall. He did that on
Exactly. He hit
on
a
a felt.
medical position.
Yeah.
But I just of every skate
Yeah.
that we saw tonight, Jun just had the most presence on the ice. Like when he performs, and his energy takes up the entire arena in a way that like nobody else performed like that. Not
Yeah.
Yuma, not Shaidarov. Like Jun
Yeah.
was the best performer in this event. He was
I agree.
just
That
phenomenal.
Ina Bauer too.
I
Like
mean,
I know that
it's
that's his signature, but every time I see it, I'm like, wow,
yeah,
that's really good.
doesn't make it less impressive that he does
No.
it a lot.
No.
You know, it's amazing. Yeah, so I'm kind of bummed. I'm kind of bummed for him, but I'm also what a happy ending for Jun Sato, who we last saw basically in tears, devastated that he
Mhm.
did not beat Ilia Malinin for the
Mhm.
team event gold, you know? And like I'm really thrilled for him. He's had such a good season. And then he had a mess of a short program, not a complete mess, but like not a clean short program. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'm really happy for him too.
No, he
It's
went to
it's
Me
hard not to be
too.
happy for any of these guys. You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you, in the building, that I think Yuma was sort of like, okay, like he was like, you know, he was grateful that it worked out the way that it worked out, but sort of like, and then when
Yeah.
Shun ended up on the podium, Yuma was so happy, and I think I
Oh.
really was like, Yuma was really just happy that that Shun was on the podium. Like that's the way it came across, and it was just really, I just really was so excited for Shun.
Well, I'm also
Yeah.
sure that like I would feel myself personally, I can't say anything about Yuma, but like if I kicked someone off of a podium that had a really good skate, I would feel really guilty
Yeah, when
or
you
like
didn't have a
weird
good
about
skate.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I
Right.
just want Yuma to be in the kiss and cry, getting scores where he's not like looking like he feels so lucky to be hanging on to podium position, you know? And it's just because
Right.
of how he's been skating under pressure at these big events the last couple of times we've seen him that ends up being the case. Like I remember when he was at Worlds, and this was by no means like Worlds, but at the same time, like just this reaction of like, oh, wait, I made the podium? Like, I don't want
I mean,
that
I
for
think
him.
it's partially just this happens because look, if two other people had just done a clean free skate, he would be off this podium. You know, this was just a
Right.
result of so much mess, you know? Like Adam Siohimfa, tough skate. Tough skate.
And
Like
God,
obviously
in the 6-minute warm up, he was like rock solid. Rock solid, as was Ilia.
Makes me
Like
sad.
Ilia was so strong. Like everything that he did in the warm up that I saw, he just looked really like solid and
Looked
there.
calm.
Yeah.
From the clips that we saw, I made a comment where I was like, I feel really good about what he's about to do because he's not rushing around. Like he's taking his time. He looks paced. He looks like he feels really secure. And then something happened from the time that he got off the ice to when he stepped back on. And maybe not
The
something, but the axle
Olympics
threw him.
The
Olympics
Olympics happened because
I mean, if we go through Ilia's skate just as like a recap, because if you haven't seen this yet and you're catching up, like I'll just like, do you want me to just go through it?
Just go through it so that we can get started.
Yeah, I think like so Ilia went out, he did a really nice quad flip. Really nice quad flip. So you're like, here we go. You know, it's done. And you're already thinking because all the other guys have had big mistakes other than just Shaidarov, who, you know, Shaidarov's total score is like 40 points lower than Ilia's personal best. So you're sitting there, you're
fifth
like
in the short program, like he's 20 points back.
Yeah, you're like, this is over. Like as soon as I mean, it was over. It was like, okay, Ilia, and even like Johnny said, as Ilia skated out, he really only probably needs 3 or 4 quads to win this. Like, which is true at that point. That was true. So he does a really nice quad flip, and you're like, all right, here we go. He's like, and then he does a single axle instead of a quad axle. It's this big wind up. It's whatever. He does a single axle, and you're like, whoa, okay, all right. And then he does a quad lutz.
Right.
But then he does a quad lutz, and you're like, okay, it's just the axle threw him off. It was his big moment. He got a little psyched out about it. Whatever. And then he does a double loop, and you're like, huh. Okay, the 2 pops are going to be a problem. Like, it's not like he's falling. He's popping. He's losing. He's hemorrhaging points. And then he falls on a quad lutz. And then he does a really nice quad toe half loop, triple flip. And then he falls on a double sow cow. At which point, I mean, I thought he had lost the gold after the Lutz fall, the first one. Like the 2 pops I thought he could afford. After the fall, I was like, okay, he's not going to win. And then when he did that sow cow, the double sow with another fall, I was like, that was when Ashley was on, we were working the same show today while this was happening. So we're talking to each other. I was like, I don't know that he's getting a medal at this point. Is that walk me I want to hear the energy of this as you go through it, Adam. Is it the whiplash that I just described? That's kind of how it felt.
Yep, it's the complete whiplash. And I'm not saying that Simone Biles gave him the twisties. I'm just saying that she was there.
Right. You're not pointing fingers, but you are connecting dots.
No,
exactly.
You're noticing things. You're just
I'm noticing things. Like this year is all about noticing things, realizing stuff.
Realize.
Exactly.
Realize.
Now, I'm bringing this up where it's you had Max Naumov skate earlier, and he gets this big old standing ovation from the audience. You see Jeff Goldblum standing up. They do a big thing where Ben and Valentina are interviewing Simone Biles being at the Olympic Games, and she's going to see the quad god. It's just there's tons of celebrities here, big A-list celebrities. There's Simone fucking Biles is there because they want the goats to meet. There's just all this energy of it's already been decided. We just need to wait 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And as we're watching Ilia skate, it was I honestly was expecting we're going to see 7 quads. I think that was the plan. I don't think that there was any sort of take your foot off of the gas.
No.
As this program,
he wanted to, he's a showman. We've talked about that before. He wanted to punctuate it.
And he starts this program, the quad flip was a great start. And as soon as he starts to go into the axle, you can feel the energy that instead of on the attack, he's coasting. And he has this little trip. He pushes and gets off balance for a second. And I knew in that moment, that was either the best thing that was going to happen or it was going to be the worst thing that was going to happen. Because when I think of famous trips in Olympic programs, I think of Joanne Rochette in Vancouver in 2010, where she trips going into her combination jump. And it was just sort of this, oh, we're feeling so bad for her and I hope she's doing okay. She trips in that short and she locks in the entire event.
Right. Well, it's knock it off.
Knock it off.
Yeah, right.
And I now looking back on it, I'm he tripped because he knew that even if he's not thinking of winning, he's thinking of how to explain how he didn't do a quadruple axel at that point. And then all of a sudden it's great, now he's going to have to skate 4 more years to then maybe do the quad axel. It's just so much. There's so much riding on that one element that it's the focus isn't even on gold. Gold is a given if you just make it through the rest of the routine. And he seemingly like it felt like he was like back into the groove of the program with that Lutz, but with that footwork, it was just enough time to let everything sink in that happened in that beginning of like, should I add
Yeah,
another
I've
quad
lost a lot
axle
of
in?
points.
I've lost a
Right.
lot of
He's
points.
Yep.
The loop
Yep.
is not a stable jump for him. Like the quadruple loop, where it's like maybe he should like maybe we can say maybe about everything in this whole event.
Of course you
But
can. Of course you can.
but I think that by the time he had settled into the first 4 jumps, he knew that there was no choice. He had to do the last 3. And
Yes.
it just all
And that's
came
not really a
down
recipe for success when it feels like it's now or never.
right.
If I don't
And
do
I'm
this,
sure
I'm gonna lose. Yeah.
I mean, even watching him skate, I don't know if this is me because I'm like nuts and I'm also a skater and we've all thought it and we've all done it. But like the way he was skating around, and not that I'm telepathic, but I almost felt like I could read his mind.
Sure.
It just felt like I wouldn't be surprised if he starts adding things in or changing the layout.
I
Like,
mean, we were saying that, I mean, not on air, but Sarah and I were talking to each other saying like he could, I mean, even after the first quad axle, we were saying like it's totally in his wheelhouse to change
Yeah.
his layout and put it back in.
right.
Yeah. Well, at first too, like when he does the flip, he singles the axle and then he does the Lutz. And it was like, okay, he's like fine. You know, like if he hits all his other stuff, he could sacrifice the quad sal triple axle combination to just get the quad axle in if he wanted to. Like he could afford to do that if he wanted
Right.
to. So that's like
Yeah.
where our minds were, where Ashley and I were talking about it. And then he doubles the loop. And you're like, wait, I don't think
Nope.
he can afford to change this program now.
Yeah.
But you're right,
Right.
it probably already was running through his mind of
And
how do I
that's
get it in?
Well,
How do
he
I
was
do
like
the axle?
But
10
how
steps
does-
ahead the entire
that's-
time. So
right.
then
That's how you
everything was
have
rushed.
that's how you I'm not I don't mean to talk over you, Ashley. I'm just
No, it's
like
okay.
my
You're
brain
passionate.
is stuck. It's just this is how a skate like this happens where it's like you gotta wonder what they were thinking, but Ilya does not strike me as somebody who's like stick to the plan. And I think he was
No.
fighting himself the entire way to do this the right way. And it just was obvious where it was like this was totally like this tonight was completely doable. It was beyond doable. And
Yeah.
it just felt like his head was anywhere but after that like heading into that axle, that's just that was
Do you guys
it.
do you guys think that if he had said, okay, I'm gonna do a triple axle in the second pass, like I'm gonna do the flip, I'm gonna do triple axle, and run through my program, and if I've landed everything, I'm feeling good, I'm gonna do the quad axle at the end. If I'm not, I do my normal layout. Like, do you think that would have helped? Like, I just feel like this quad axle felt so like that felt like it almost took on more importance than winning the gold medal.
No, that
And
Well,
I'm not
it
saying
was
that in
more
his
important.
mind. Yeah, like I feel like he got like there was something going on in his head, and not even just in his head. I'm producing a show where we talked ad nauseum about the
Mhm.
quad axle, and like we have hosts on our show that don't watch figure skating normally, right? They're like football guys, right? And that makes them actually great hosts for this because they're really curious about everything. And the thing that they were so interested in was the quad axle. Like that was
Right.
the thing. And that was,
Mhm.
I mean, Ashley is probably sick of talking about the quad axle. Like it's been because it's what they want to ask her constantly.
Yeah, it's all I've talked about for the last week.
Right.
He's not even close to skating yet, and we're talking about a quad axle. I think,
Mhm.
Sarah, your point about, or your question about him attempting the quad axle later in the game, I think there's a couple things at play here. Like, would that have been a better option? Sure, but I just don't think on dead legs trying to
Yeah.
make Olympic history that you've promised is going to happen. Not he's promising, but like everyone's saying is going to happen. I don't think
Mhm.
that's an option. And then I can't help but wonder if, seeing that Shidorov just put out a 5 quad program. Not that I think he felt like he was in direct competition with Shidorov, but I do think that he was understanding that this high risk element for him has to go right, or it doesn't necessarily buy him the wiggle room that's kind of assumed.
I mean, this is what I'm thinking. And I've been like feeling like my heartbeat beating faster and faster as the Olympics have gone on, where, you know, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but like there was a moment where there was a planned protocol that was going around where he was going to do a quad axel in the short program in the team event. And it just felt like this jump that we're going to be talking about, and we kept talking about it, and we're going to see it, and we're going to see it. And he had these 3 programs that went on, and it was like, nope, it's in the next one. Nope, it's in the next one. And it just was like, that's almost why I feel like it's great that Amber Glenn has like the first skate and that the triple axel on Olympic ice, like out of the way.
Yeah.
That like, I think that it was the right strategy to keep a good pace throughout the event for Ilia, not to do the quadruple axel. Like that was obviously the mentality. But the other flip side of it is that it was just this one thing that was looming, that everybody had talked about it. Everybody was looking for it. What are we going to see? He's the only one that's ever done it. He's the quad god. And it was this thing where it just had to be like, you didn't see it now, but you're definitely going to see it here. And I know you didn't see it again, but you're definitely, just wait, you're going to definitely see it here.
You're saying that's literally what I have been saying all week.
All of us. And I've been feeling this looming like, oh God, there's a lot of pressure down to that one thing. Yeah. Whether he did it or not, like that wasn't going to be the be all end all, but because he's been winning by such margins and he knows this, that like he can afford mistakes. We mentioned this multiple times here too, that like he was probably going to be fine for 2 major falls on rotated jumps, right?
On rotated jumps, yeah.
And he probably could have popped 2 things, to be honest, with this planned program.
I mean, yes. I still thought that he was fine.
Especially with the way the other men skated. Yeah. But I said after the loop, I remember saying, like in Ashley's year, we were talking, I was like, he can't afford that again. He cannot afford another mistake now. He's like, now he's popped 2 things. He cannot, like, and then he did.
I mean, I don't even know what score he needed, but he needed like a 186. Like,
which is nothing for him.
Yes, exactly. Like, he easily could have gotten a 196.
I think
with mistakes.
Tara said on the NBC show that he lost something like 70 points in that program.
I mean, if you just even think of the last combination, he lost 2 combos. Those were 2 things he messed up. That's 4 jumps.
Yeah. And his combos aren't like triple toe. It's triple axel.
Right. It's a quadruple sow cow.
Quad
triple
sow.
axel.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like that.
And
second
then you go
jump
to. Yeah, it's just, I mean, then you go from that, and then like, what do you think is worth more, that or a double sow cow fall?
Yeah. I mean, we can go through the what ifs to the end of our days. I just feel like, he finished that program. He knew that it was done. And it was one of those moments where you could tell that if he was given the opportunity to go right back to the starting position and skate it again, he'd have done it clean. Like,
my heart broke for him in that moment. It
absolutely.
Just like, we can say anything, like whatever, like, like.
Well, I mean, he said, look, there's what ifs all over, right? I mean, he said in the Kiss and Cry, like, if they sent me to Beijing, this wouldn't have happened, or I wouldn't have skated like that. There are like, and you know what? He's probably right. That doesn't mean that like we can rewrite that. Yeah, maybe, we don't know. And like, that doesn't mean we can rewrite that history either, like we can't. And I totally understand. I'm not even judging him for saying that. He's probably right. Like, like, if he had gone to an Olympics before, maybe, but maybe not. We don't know. And
in the Kiss and Cry, is that right?
Cry. Yeah. And, but I'm not judging him for saying that at all. It's like, I'm sure a million things run through your mind after a skate like that. And it's like, and I really respect the way he has conducted himself
Mhm.
afterward. Like, he went to Andrea Joyce and he said, the Olympic atmosphere, like, there's nothing like this. And, people who have been here know that, but it's really hard to describe. And, I'm paraphrasing. I don't, but he said, I blew it.
Yeah.
And
He owned it.
and yeah. And he was like, my only thought was basically there's no way that just happened, but he's like, he owned it. He congratulated Shidorov. He said it's real, right? That pressure and that feeling. I don't know it. You guys know it, but like the Olympics never.
There's nothing like it. There's
No,
nothing
there's,
like it.
there's nothing like where they're like, hey, do you have 5 minutes to do this thing with Snoop Dogg? When in any other like event,
You'd
they
say
would go
no.
to the hotel, right?
You
and
would
you'd
say no.
But
Right.
for like us in this sport, it's like there's a balance of like trying to take advantage of every opportunity that the Olympics brings, but yet at the same time making sure it doesn't distract at all from what you're doing, like what the goal is. And there's no real way of knowing what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Yeah.
No, and everybody's different. So you can't, there's no rules that apply to everyone.
Every
Well, and
day
also,
is different.
How many people have gone into the Olympics in his position? And I'm not saying
Right.
as overwhelming favorites, but as someone who people are saying is the greatest of all time, that still hasn't largely been tested on a stage of this scale, that is making history, and it's a guarantee that he makes history. I feel for all of these athletes where in all of my notes, it's like they could make history if they do X, Y, and Z. And I feel like the majority of the athletes who've been in a history-making position have not accomplished that, because nothing is harder to wrap your head around than the idea if I just go and do my thing, I will make history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
And
look at some of the best
and
performances of the Olympics so far. There are people who were just trying to, results were regardless. It was just, I needed to just do my best. And when I think of those, I think of like Yuma in the short program, Matteo Rizzo in the team free
In the team
skate.
free, yeah.
I think of Piper and Paul in the free dance.
Yep.
Max Naumov in the short program, like these people
exactly.
who 100%. And I think like it's tough, it's really tough. But it's true. I saw a tweet, I showed it to Ashley this week. Like someone said, and I'm not making fun of Ilia. It's just somebody tweeted like, God, it must be so amazing to go to the Olympics and have no medal chance whatsoever and just be vibing. And it's like, yeah, kind of, because
I can tell you it is.
Yeah, right. It's like there's no like, I don't want to say no pressure, because obviously you put some on yourself of like, I want to do my best, and I want to show my best self on this stage that I've worked hard to be at. So it's not no pressure, but it's a totally different kind.
It's different expectations. And when people have expectations of you, you put them on yourself. And when nobody has any expectations of you, they just go, just have fun and do your best. Like, that's what Shidorov had been off of a lot of podiums this year.
Yeah.
At Grand Prix events.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that we said it during lore and when we were talking this summer that like his coach, Alexei Armanov, not a world champion, snuck in and was skated the best at the 1994 Olympics and came away where Kurt Browning was the favorite and came away with the gold medal.
History repeats itself.
Incredibly reminiscent of his own fucking student.
Yeah.
As a team, I'm so pumped for them.
Yeah. History always repeats, like we did watch this happen to Nathan Chen 8 years ago. Nathan Chen, I'm not going to say Nathan Chen gave him the twisties in the building, but I am going to say he was there.
So you're just noticing
things.
Oh my God. We have a lot of other things that are really being pulled in here. We have someone who had the twisties, and we had someone who had a disastrous first Olympic outing.
Yeah. I mean,
in some ways,
look, in some ways,
And
it's like
me.
And it
I
was
was
Friday
there.
the 13th.
I hope he did meet Simone after. I hope he did see Nathan after, because those people like can tell
Get
him
it.
this
Get it.
happens. Like this happens. We've seen this happen to all kinds of athletes. It's not the end of your career, and it's not the end of your life. And
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't bar you from becoming an Olympic champion in 4 years, because both of those people did it 4 years later. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like I'm almost like, I hope he did get to talk to them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because they
'Cause they
probably
both get
feel
it.
for
They
him
get
more
it.
than anyone.
Yep.
They've been there. And now
Yeah.
think of his Olympic story in 4 years.
Totally. It's
He's
redemption. It becomes
chasing
redemption.
Olympic gold. And that's going to be so interesting to follow. And I do
Mhm.
wonder, what do you guys think for Shaidarov? Does he just need to be like, thank you for this amazing season. Good night? Like, and
No.
not go to Worlds, or you think he goes to
He's
Worlds?
so
I say
I
no,
see, for
he goes to
Worlds.
Astana and he does the 1 month parade that they're gonna give him.
Correct. That's what
Yeah,
I think he
agreed.
needs to go and enjoy. Not his life. This is not the end of his career, but like
No. His spring. He should go enjoy the spring.
go enjoy your spring.
While the
Yeah,
rest
get
of
a
the men need to.
haircut, get your braces off.
I'm gonna tell
Ugh.
you something. I do need Yuma Kageyama to, you know, go back to practice and go to Prague and give me this clean free skate one
Ugh.
time. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's triples.
Yeah.
Please,
I don't care
please. I
either.
just want to see it. I
Yeah.
don't care if he wins. I don't care. I want to see the program clean so badly.
I
Yeah.
know.
Ugh.
When that music is like, you know, we've heard Nessun Dorma 1 million times at a skating competition, but when we just got the little taste of it, I was like, everyone is a fucking fool for not pulling out, wheeling Andre Bocelli from the opening ceremony and just give
In
him the
his
Ben
Yes.
Augusto mic.
flammable suit.
Yes, on fire. I'm like, God,
I do
we're
want to
all
say, speaking of
fools.
Speaking of fire.
celebrity,
Mm.
no, but yeah, sure. Speaking of fire, speaking of smoke, I
Mm.
did feed into our host's ear today before Daniel Grossel went that the Vatican is 300 miles southeast of this ice arena, and Stanley Tucci is in Milan as we speak for the Olympics,
made
and
it to
here
the
is
show.
conclave. And he said all of it, and then somebody in the control room was like, okay, if he skates clean, maybe Scott should say gold smoke coming from the Vatican right now. Which I did think would have been amazing. He did not skate clean, but gold smoke coming from the Vatican would
Well,
have been
he said something
a
along the
hit line.
lines that would have been amazing. He ended up
Yeah.
saying something along the lines of, I don't know if we ended up seeing any smoke. And to which I said, I don't really know that much about religion, but I think he became the Pope. And then off air, he was like, I'm so sorry. Usually when there's smoke, it means there's a Pope. I'm like, oh my God, no.
Yeah,
Sometimes I forget that like
he
not
apologized to Ashley
everyone.
for putting her on the spot.
And I'm making run through jokes on a television show that's
Right.
not for everyone, but is
Um,
for
Drew
everyone.
fans.
I also just want to shout
Yeah.
out. So when I have been taking the subway back from all of the events, I run into tons of run through listeners who are like, "Are you going to go record the podcast right now?"
Yeah.
So we have a ton of
Yep.
people who are listening, and I'm just going to shout out all of those people that I ride the subway with. You were right; I was coming to record the podcast.
Guys, maybe we need to figure out how to
You
do a
were.
live show in Prague.
You mean to twist my arm to go to Prague?
I know, right? Like maybe we need to do it. I'm just saying. I'll bring my
Who wants to
speaker.
pay for it?
Will you bring your speaker? Will they allow it on
Prague
your
for
little
us.
bus plane?
No, they won't. They surely will not. Well, congratulations.
Is there
to
any
the
other
men's
like
podium.
shout
Yeah,
outs
Sarah.
that either of you want to do right now? I mean, I think we'll do some more deep
We'll
dives.
do it
as
more
we
like
kind of
yes,
process
this is
post Olympics, but
yes.
this is the immediate.
Yeah,
This is the immediate like whiplash for
unfiltered.
Disney to.
we needed to get this. We need to get this out there for all of you.
This
Paris
is
is
the
next.
Unfiltered in
unfiltered from
Milan.
Milan. that Adam put out a bonus episode yesterday on the Patreon, Unfiltered from Milan, which is a fun listen. Who knows if there's more Unfiltered from Milans in our future? I hope so. Ashley and I are literally as surprised as all of you if there's an Unfiltered from Milan. We just have to wait and see.
You just have to wait and see.
Yes, but if you are listening and want to know more about that, Sarah is referring to our Patreon, which is so fun. It is the best place to be.
It's so fun. Oh my God, you guys.
For the price of a coffee, you can listen to Adam Rippon be unhinged in Milan. Sorry, unfiltered.
Well,
unfiltered and unhinged.
Today, they had me dressing up as a police officer at the Duomo with Maria Taylor. So, yeah, it's unhinged.
Really quickly, speaking of police officers, so the way that they fastened my mic to my outfit today is what they use to fasten body cams to police officers.
Okay, that's the end of the episode.
I felt like I was ready to take away people's rights and disregard the Constitution all day long.
Well, that's just another Friday the 13th for you. So
in Connecticut.
Well, that's it. The Pair Short program is the 15th. We have a day of rest.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the Pair Short program is on Sunday. This Friday the 13th did
prove to
deliver some Friday the 13th-ness.
Inauspicious.
Yeah, ooky, spooky.
Yeah.
And kooky.
Spooky.
Spooky,
Thank you for
spooky.
listening, everyone. Send us your comments, send us your concerns, send us your questions. We love you.
Yeah, we love you. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.